Okay, so in this video, we're going to take a look at how to navigate the FBC Clairemont website. We'll get started by logging into your site by adding a /wp-admin to the end of your site's URL, fbcclairemont.org, which will bring up your login page. From here, you will enter the username and password that was created for you, and then you'll click Login, which will take you to the dashboard of your site. Now from here, I want to show you some of the various features that are currently in use on your site or available to you for future use on your site and can be found in this black column on the left-hand side of your dashboard. You'll see that some of these features can be found on the top row of your dashboard as well. First, we'll start with the media library, and the media library for your site is where you will find all of the images, audio or video files, and PDFs that have been uploaded to your site. Now, adding new media is as simple as hovering over the media option in the left-hand column of your dashboard, then clicking Add New. Once you've arrived on the upload screen, you can either drag and drop your media file into this box, or you can click Select Files to locate your media on your device. Using this feature, it is possible to upload more than one file at a time to your site. Back in the library, which we'll find by clicking here on the library option, clicking on a media file, and we'll just click on this first one, for example, will give you the opportunity to rename or edit or even add captions to the file. So if you want captions to appear wherever the image appears across your site, you can do that all from this screen. Okay, now I want to spend a few minutes talking about how forms are used on your site. Forms can be found by clicking on the Forms button on the left-hand side of your dashboard. From here, I want to show you how to make some simple changes to forms, as well as how to duplicate an existing form for future use. For training purposes, we'll take a look at your VBS form. To edit a form, just click on the form name, which will take you to the edit screen. Now from here, you can edit existing fields. So let's say we wanted to change this field here that's currently labeled child's name. And let's say we wanted to change it to just be called name. We'll make that edit here. Okay, I'm going to change it back to child's name for now. You can also add new fields. So there are a number of preset options here. For example, if we wanted to add an address field to the form, there's a field that's already been created for you called address. You would just click here and it would automatically add that to your form. Okay, so you'll see now that the address field has been added here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that for now. You can also drag and drop fields. So for example, if you wanted the parent's name on this form to come first, you would simply click on these dots here that say move and drag it to wherever you want it to appear on the form. Okay, so I'm going to put it back where we had it. And once you're happy with your form and you've saved it, you click on this button here to save it. You can change its notification settings by hovering over the settings menu here at the top of the screen and then clicking on notifications. Okay, so clicking on admin notification here will allow you to add or update the email address that form responses are sent to. Currently, you have responses for this form going to music@fbcclairemont.org. You can replace that address. You can add a second address if you want by just adding a comma here and then typing the next address after that. Whatever you like for this form, all of that can be done here. Okay, Clicking on the entries option at the top of the screen will allow you to view any submissions that have been made to each of your forms. So if you have more than one form, you can easily view entries made to each of your forms in that way. Okay? These entries can be exported. Let's say if you wanted to export an entire spreadsheet of entries, you can do that by clicking on the Import Export option here on the left-hand side of your dashboard. Now let's go back to your list of forms for just a second. Let's say that you want to duplicate your VBS form maybe for a future year and modify it for another purpose. This is as simple as just hovering over the form title, then clicking Duplicate. Now this option allows you, now you'll see we have two versions of the same form. This would allow you to make small edits to a form while keeping the rest of the form intact and preventing you from duplicating work in the future. So let's say for next year's VBS, you want to use virtually the same information as this year's form, but maybe you want to ask for t-shirt size in addition to what you asked for this year. That duplicate feature would be the best way to do that so that you don't have to go through all of that same work again in the future. For now, we're going to delete this duplicate, but just know that that's how you would do that in the future. So now we'll move on to the Pages section of your dashboard. This is where you can access and edit your home page as well as any of your internal pages. You can also create new pages by clicking the New button at the top of this page. Okay, so we'll start by taking a look at your home page. You can do this easily a couple of different ways. The easiest way probably is by hovering over your site title in the upper left-hand corner of your dashboard and then clicking Visit Site. So as you know, this is your home page, and you'll see how your home page is broken up into sections. So you have your menu here at the top, then you have this visual header, you have your quick links section with kind of important functions of your website. You have this header with, again, just some kind of bullet points jumping out at you here. You have your slider, which you're currently using for announcements and flyers, that type of thing. This section for your latest sermon, and then your menu and footer here. Okay. Your homepage also includes, as I showed you, a header and a footer, and those are consistent across every page of your site. Okay, so now let's take a look at how to edit the homepage. To start, you'll click on Edit Page here at the top of your screen. Now you'll notice once you get to the edit page that it's broken up into the same groups and sections that we just looked at on the front end of your site. So it's very similar, organized in the same type of manner, which will help you know which part that you want to edit. Okay, so let's walk through how to add a new page section on the home page. Let's say we want to add a section toward the bottom of your page before you have the map and the footer section. Okay, so we'll scroll toward the bottom of the edit page and we'll click on Add Content section, then Standard Page section. Okay, now this brings up what we call the visual text editor. Now your site's introduction, along with any other section that contains text or images, functions largely like a document in your typical word processing software. So anything within these sections can be edited to your liking. Let's say we want to create a call to action in our new section. So you might include some text such as contact us today. Okay, and remember that your text size, color, boldness, etc. can be edited to your liking right here in the visual editor. So we can highlight that text and we can center it, we can make it bold, we can make it into kind of a heading size type of text. All of that happens right here, okay? Next we can add a button in the same type of way. We'll just add some text. Maybe we want our button to say, contact us today, okay? Same type of thing. You type in some text, you'll highlight it. Let's say we want to center it again. And to turn it into a button, you will click on the Formats drop-down menu and select Button, okay? It's as simple as that. Lots of different options here. As we click through these different tabs, you can add a background image. And again, this just applies to the new section that we've created. So you can play around with spacing here, kind of changing the size of the section that we just created. You can link that section to a different area of your site. All of these options here are available to you. And again, if you want to play around with this a little bit, you can preview your changes using this Preview Changes button, and none of those changes will be live on your site for your users to see until you have clicked the Update button. And so just know that you're not going to hurt anything by doing this. It's kind of a learn as you go type process, and all of those different features can be played around with until visually it looks the way that you want it to look, okay? For now, we're going to remove the new section that we've created. We're going to do that just by clicking on this minus button here that says Remove Layout. It's going to ask us if we're sure, and we are, so we're going to remove that section. But if you're happy with your work after you've made the edits necessary, just be sure to click Update to save your changes to the front end of your site, okay? Another tool that we use to organize content are what we call pods, which is a kind of framework within WordPress for creating customized content types and fields. In your case, we've organized your staff members within a pod, simply labeled staff members, which you will find on the left-hand side of your dashboard. From here, you can easily add new staff members, edit existing staff members, or remove staff members whenever necessary. Okay. Now, while your site is, I would say, fairly straightforward in nature, there may be a need for you to add additional features in the future in either the menu or your header and footer sections. To edit your menu, you want to hover over the word Appearance on the left-hand side of your dashboard, then click Menus. Here you'll see the menu structure that currently exists on your site. So this looks exactly the same as it does at the top of your home page and each of your internal pages. From here you can add pages or custom links to your menu using the Add Menu Items section on the left, as well as drag and drop your various menu and sub-menu items on the right. So if you want to, change the order of something, it's a very simple drag and drop option, just like that, okay? Maybe you want to reorder your menu or add a link to a page for a period of time. For example, if you want to draw special attention to an event or maybe a new sermon series, it's very easy to do, and all of that would take place here on the menus page, okay? Again, none of your changes are live until you've clicked the Save Menu option. And so if you're playing around with the order or anything like that, and then you decide you just don't like it, just don't click that Save Menu button and it won't be live. Now your site's header and footer are edited through widgets, which are also found under the Appearance option on the left-hand side of your dashboard. Now your header includes everything in this header right box So you have your logo, you have a couple of different navigation menus, okay? And then everything in your footer is located in this footer 1 box, okay? So those edits will take place here. Next, I want to show you how to add a user if you want to grant access to your site. To do this, you'll hover over the word users on the left-hand side of your dashboard and then click Add New. So you'll just add the new username, which can be whatever you like, along with the email address of the user, and then create a password, or just use the one that's generated by WordPress here. The passwords that are generated by WordPress are always very strong and good from a security standpoint, so we prefer to use those. Just know that they can always be changed in the future. You'll want to be sure to document the password so that your new user will be able to access the system the first time they log on, okay? To see a list of all the users with access to your site, just click on All Users here on the left-hand side of your dashboard, and you'll see currently that there are just 2 users, one for your site and then one for us to access it on our end. This is also where you can edit the password of an existing user. So if you want to change the password that you guys are currently using or reset it, that would all take place from this screen as well. Okay. Now the final plugin I want to show you is Slider Revolution, which is what we use to update the announcement slideshow that's currently displaying near the middle of your homepage. You'll find Slider Revolution near the bottom of the left-hand side of your dashboard. And from here, you'll see that the slideshow that's currently in use on your homepage, which is this featured item slideshow, is shown here. And you can edit it by hovering over it and clicking on the Show Slides button. So we'll click that now. Now you'll see that you currently have 5 announcements in your slide rotation, as well as a VBS announcement that has been unpublished. And we can see that it's been unpublished because it has this little eye with a kind of a slash mark through it here in the right-hand corner. That means that it's still available for use on your site, but it's currently unpublished, which means it's not showing up on the front end of your site, okay? So let's say that you want to add a new image. You can easily add a new slide by clicking on the 5th slide to open it in the editor window. And we pick the 5th slide because that's the final slide in your slideshow that's currently live on the front end, okay? So from here, if you want to hover over the slides menu option toward the top of the screen, and then click that duplicate option, which we've seen several different places. It's this 3rd one here that looks like 2 sheets of paper. And this will create a new slide immediately after the 5th slide, okay? Now right now, because this slide is a duplicate, it will have the same background. To add a new background image, we'll click on Slide Options, which is the 3rd menu option on the right-hand side of your screen. And then under the source heading, which is right here, you'll open your media library to either add an existing image or upload a new image. So let's say you have a new announcement that you want to add. You'll just go through the process of adding that to your media library like we discussed at the beginning of this video. Okay, now you'll want to save your work once you've updated your slider to your liking. For now, we're going to delete the slide that we just created so that it doesn't show up on the front end of your site. Okay. So those are the basic steps that we go through for editing your site. If you have any questions or run into any issues, we're happy to offer additional support as needed.